So without further ado, let's start. Ospf version 2 for CCNA 200-301. Here's our first question. The command default information originate is on R1, but R1 is not advertising a route into Ospf. Why? All right, it's tough. It is tough to put a route into Ospf, a default route, if you don't have one. Unless, if somebody wants to chat it into the chat, what could we do in addition to the default information originate command in router config to have R1 advertise a route, even if he doesn't have one of his own? Yeah, and Kelvin saying you should create it. But there's a keyword I'm looking for. What is the keyword? It goes something like default information originate something. Yeah, you guys got it. Always. And that way he'll always advertise the default route, whether or not he has one. Great job. All right. Here we go. All right, green deer. Woohoo! Next question. What is the layer 4 protocol used by Ospf? Awesome possum. If you're saying, I didn't even know it used the layer 4 protocol, that's cool too. So UDP is connectionless, but Ospf doesn't use it. TCP at layer 4 is connection oriented, but but Ospf does not use it. The protocol number is 88. And for a tip, here's the way I remember it. Somebody told me a long time ago that Cisco is always trying to make their stuff better than the open standard stuff. So Ospf uses a protocol of 88, and guess what EIGRP, proprietary to Cisco, uses? And look at your mobile device or the screen. It's 89, and that's how I remember it to this day. I think, oh, between 88 and 89, 89 is EIGRP, and 88 is Ospf. And we had 6 people that nailed that. Yes, let's take a look at the points for that one. All right, green deer's killing it. Nice. Here we go. Next question. What balance would you like to see between online quiz games like this and more video content on technology? All right, I was looking at a question from Kelvin. I'll verify that after. So 28% of you say 75. Okay, so great. Well, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Let's see here. Windows Shift S. And snap. Okay, Windows Shift S for a snapshot. I just learned that little shortcut the other day from Simona, one of our instructors at CBT Nuggets. Okay, so I've got a picture of that, and we'll do it. We'll do more. We'll keep the videos coming, and we'll do about 25% quizzes, because that's the majority vote. And so we'll balance it out. Maybe we'll do a 60-40 split. I appreciate that. Next question. What type of study is vital to mastering Cisco networking? Wow, look at that. Look at that. Okay, time for a Windows Shift S again. I don't know if I'm going to save this stream or not, but I want these answers because I appreciate your input. All right, and that's captured. Thank you. I would agree, hands-on is significant to mastering it. And check this out. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become with the protocols, the better you're going to be when you're in a production environment and troubleshooting or implementing. That hands-on is going to be helpful. I have commands that I haven't used for more than a decade, perhaps, some obscure commands, but when I go back to them, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. So practice, practice, practice. Thanks. That's a lot of great input. Appreciate it. All right, which one of the following best describes OSPF? All right, that's a strong majority. Classless link state routing protocol. So it's definitely link state, and that's because it has information, personal information about the entire network in its area. So if you and I, and everybody in this room, if we're all in area 0, each one of us is generating LSA type 1s that say, I'm connected to this network, that network, and this network. And those LSAs are flooded or forwarded to every other router in the area. So if I want to know some remote router in the area, all the details on it, what links are up, what links are down, so forth, I have that data from the LSAs. So that's why it's a link state, keeping track of all the states of all the links. And it's classless. The way I remember that is a long, long time ago, in a network far away, we used to care about classes, but that was like 20 years ago. So classes like Class A, Class B, Class C, 8-bit mask, 16-bit mask, 24-bit mask. And if you have a routing protocol that couldn't care less about classes of addresses, you could say, hey, this is classless. It could care less. That's a great way I remember it. So classless. And any routing protocol you're going to run today needs to be classless, by the way. All right. 29% of you, or 29 of you, got that right. It's a way to go. And this is a great opportunity to practice and rehearse. And this is sort of like a live, interactive, fun way of doing flashcards. And because it's anonymous, you got some safety on your hands. All right. Dazzled Owl. Way to go. What is the default AD, administrative distance, of OSPF? All right, big whopping whoop whoop, 52. Think it's it thinks it is 110. I would agree. That is the default administrative distance. So who cares? Like, I don't care. Why would I care? Well, if I'm a router, if we're a router, and we've got the same network being advertised from lots of different sources, the same exact network, like the same 22 bits or the same 27 bits or the same 16 bits, the same network, we need to know which one we put in the routing table. And we're going to put the one that has the lowest golf score, the lowest AD in the routing table. There's some exceptions to that with OSPF, but we'll save that for CCNP. All right, good job. And Dazzled Owl, still crushing it. Great job. All right, question 7 of 10, just a few to go here. What has to match for fully adjacent OSPF neighbors? What has to match? All right. Well, there's 2 correct answers here. The IP network has to match. So if somebody has a 24-bit network and somebody has a 25-bit network, even though they look the same numerically, the actual addresses, that's not a match. And the hello timers have to match. So the iOS version does not, and the OSPF network type. I know that's a tricky one. That's mean. 30 of you voted for that. The OSPF network type is a really good helper in identifying do we need a DR or no DR, and what are the default timers going to be. But it is totally possible, if you've seen a few of our OSPF videos together, it is totally possible to have one side say, for example, point to point, and the other say point to multi-point, but then modify the timers so they match. As long as the timers match and they're not expecting a DR, it's a party. There's only two network types that are going to expect a DR, and that is broadcast and non-broadcast. So that was a little bit of a tough question there. That one is maybe even a little unfair, but that may happen in life sometimes. All right, but I wanted a chance to talk with you about that, and we accomplished that. All right, I think we have like 2 to go. EIGRP, nice. All right, 8 of 10. Place the OSPF neighbor states into the correct order. All right, there's the correct order. Init, start, exchange, loading, and then full. If you want to throw it down in front of it all, you can do that too. All right, next. There's not too much I have to say about that, except we definitely cover that in the OSPF video in the master playlist with the ITELF. That's still how I remember it. ITELF, init, 2A, xstart, exchange, loading, and full. The ITELF, he's a gift to every OSPF neighborship. All right, I think we have a couple more. Clever dolphin, nice, way to go. And here it is. What is the priority order for selecting a router ID in OSPF? All right, well, that's literally what the answer is. So if you configure a router ID, you go into router configuration mode and say router ID space blah, 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 a 32-bit number in dotted decimal format. That's going to be the router ID. If there's no hard-coded router ID, it's the highest IP address on any loopback interface when OSPF is started. And if you don't have a loopback address with an interface, it's then any other interface that happens to be up with the highest IP address when OSPF is started. All right. And Dazzle Dow, I think we have like 1 question left. Is that right? Okay. If you're going to make a run for it, this is it. 10 of 10. Here we go. I'll let you read it. Nicely done. Nicely done. The winner that gets into the routing table for the exact same route, in this case, the 1067.83.0 network with the 24-bit mask. The one with the lowest AD is the one that makes it. It's the winner. And in the video, in the master playlist, we have a video called Routes That Must Win Twice. They've got to win once to get in the routing table based on AD. And then once all those routes are in the routing table, it's then based on the longest match from those that are remaining. Nice. So a static route, by default, if it points to an IP address as the next hop, like IP route 10.67.A3.0 with the 3-octet mask with the next hop of 10.2.5.6, whatever the neighbor is, that's going to have a default AD of 1. And that would beat out external BGP, which has an AD of 20. That would also beat out internal BGP, which has an AD of 200. That's terrible. And it also beat out OSPF, which has an AD default AD of 110. So good job. All right, here's the winners table. It's like a route that got into the routing table with AD, highest score wins. Oh, I'm excited. Who is it? Space Dog! All right, I'm gonna turn down the volume on that for a sec. In fact, I'm gonna turn off the volume for that for a second. And I can still hear it, so I'll turn it off here too. I've had a lot of fun. Woo! All right, I had a lot of fun doing this. Here's what I propose we do. Let me show you the screen here that I have. I just have a pop-out window for my chats and for the chat room. Let's do this. How many of you would like a fixed day of the week where we do it? So currently I do live streams at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays. This is all Pacific time zone. Wednesdays at 4 p.m. and then Saturdays and Sundays at 11 a.m. What would you think about doing a quiz on one of those spots? And I'm gonna give you. I think we should do it on Sundays. This one, like Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I'll do 2 videos for the previous 2 slots or live streams with technology, and then a quiz like this one with Kahoot on Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific. If you're good for that, if that's what you'd love, if you're okay with that, just give me a hashtag Y or a yes or something that can confirm that. That'd be great, and I'll look at that here in just a moment. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to doing live streams again, and because I can do most of what I've been doing in a live stream format. Super. That's what we'll do then. That's what we'll do. And here is also what I would love to do. There's a link in the description for this video for Discord. And normally after a session like this, we jump on the Discord server and we go into the CCNA voice chat room, which has been set up, and just hang out and ask questions and talk. So my other computer is down, so I need to get on my app. But if you want to join us in the Discord server in the CCNA voice chat room in a few minutes, I'm going to get I just recently modified my phone too, so I will be there in a few moments. If Kelvin and Trevor, if you could cover the bases till I get there, that'd be awesome. I will join in a few minutes. You're welcome to join us there. I also had some requests. I saw that, hey, let's save this. This is a test run, so I wasn't sure how it was going to go. But I will save it. I'll save it on the YouTube channel, and then I'll go ahead and also make a playlist called Kahoots. And that way you can go back and review them. Because after each question, I usually add a little bit of insight or a little detail about why an answer was correct or why it wasn't correct, or possibly refer to other content we could use to study. So thank you very, very much, everybody. I'm not going to have any graceful closeout music because I have nothing set up on this computer except for what you see right here. But it's great having you. If you haven't already, please join our communities, both on Discord, links in the description, and also here on YouTube by clicking on subscribe. If you liked the video or had fun, give it a like, let other people know. And the next live stream will happen, or the next event will happen 4 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. And that will probably be a premiere until I get my new gear in and I can confirm a live stream can be supported by it. All right. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now. As I find my right window. Oh my gosh, so many windows. There we go. Bye.